is dangerous, and here's why. This image here is a redrawing of an original illuminated manuscript miniature. It comes from the Roman de Jura de Nevers, which was a book in the collection of the Duke of Burgundy. This redrawing was done by the Museum of London as part of their dress accessories book. Look closely, and what do you see there in the vicinity of her breasts? Think that's a breastband, don't you? Well, let's look at the original and see what we find. As you can see, no breastband, it's just the white of her smock. So remember, when you're looking at medieval art, make sure you're looking at the original and as high definition a version as you can. Redrawings are super dangerous because they're someone else's interpretation. Well, onward for more dangers of medieval art, a new series I will be rolling out on this channel. Come check out what I've just discovered. Check out that sleeve. Do you see all those little dots there? Look more closely. Those are lacing holes, and you'll notice that the artist actually went to the trouble of making clear the stitches. You can see the stitches that were used to make these lacing holes. Now, why are there so many holes, you may ask? A very practical reason. You see, the farsetto, the doublet, the pourpoint, is not just a fashionable civilian garment that makes men look oh so delicious. It is a practical item intended to allow men to suspend their harness from their bodies, their armor. This is how armor is attached to a knight, and those holes are specifically aimed at arm harness. This vast number of holes on his sleeve would allow him plenty of flexibility in choosing how to attach his arm harness. In fact, we have an extant farsetto from 1480 belonging to Diego di Caviglia that also has holes along the arm, but only 8 of them, not as many as are depicted here. Leonello was a duke, Diego is a count, so I guess with more rank comes more holes? Postscript, look at these holes again. I know, I'm obsessed with holes, but look at them anyway. Notice that there are these dark smudgy spheres surrounding each of the lacing holes. I suspect that that might have been the artist's strange eye for detail in including the shadow that would be caused by metal washers, basically flat metal rings that were placed inside of these lacing holes to reinforcement. We know that was a practice because in the skirting on Diego di Caviglia's farsetto, some of the lacing holes, the ones I suspect were used to suspend harness, are reinforced with metal rings. So interesting that the artist may have sought to pick up on that detail as well. It's that time of the year again, post-event cleanup. So let me show you how I clean my woolen kirtles. Many of you have asked about this. I literally pop my woolen kirtles, any kirtles, silk, linen, whatever, into a bathtub with cold water. And yeah, if I had the money to buy distilled water, I would, but I don't. So I add some vinegar to the water to soften it, to prevent hard water. And then I give it a squishy squish squish. And the squishy squish squish I gave it, you can see all that dirt that I squished out of it. No soap necessary. Key is that you don't over churn it because you don't want to felt your fabric. And then we lift it out of the tub. And afterwards I continue squeezing to get more dirt out, and if I see that the streaks, as they are here, are still running brown, then I run another bath and soak it again. So here we go, bath number 2. And I basically let it drain. Yep. Pretty scary how much dirt these things absorb. Wool really is literally a dirt sponge. Yes, this may look like two giant rectangles of hemp, but it is not. This is actually a pair of silk paji that I am working on, underpants, literally. The layer that in 17th century Joseon would have added bulk to the skirts. And so we have two rectangles of hemp woven in the traditional width. This is the width. And between it, where is a square gore that creates the curvature that fits around the crotch area. And I have hand sewn this whole thing. And what we have here is a triple seam. So you put a seam in, then you fold all 4 layers together, then sew that, and then fold that tiny little seam down again and add yet a 3rd seam. So yeah, triple seamed all the way. Next step, I have finished off the opening. It actually closes on the side. So here is the side opening. I finished that off with a tiny running stitch. And you know, hemp is wonderful because it folds on, so you can finger fold it really easily. And next step is going to be to attach the band and pleat it into a band. The band is going to be made of linen. The original is actually made of silk, but this is for summer, so it's got hemp. And I'm using a linen band because linen is what I have. I don't have any more of the hemp left. So linen it is. Linen, however, is not a Korean material. The proper material would either be more hemp, or if I really wanted to mix it up, nettle cloth for summer wear. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. This should be done soon, and then I'll be able to add volume to my chima the 17th century way. Yeah. Questions? Let me know in the comments, everyone. I've been receiving some very good questions about the smock and its construction, and I thought I would start a series of shorts to address them. We shall be starting with the gores on the side. So the question I received was about how the gores go together. Now, the side gores, these long triangular gores that I've designed, actually go past the skirt gore, as you can see here. So they actually overlap on the side. So this is the skirt gore, and this is the long triangular gusset that I have that goes under my armpit down to my waist. But actually, I've had to make it go past my waist. My actual waist is about here because I did not make the center panels wide enough to actually fit over my shoulders at the waist, because my waist is significantly smaller than my shoulders and chest. So when you are designing your smock, make sure that the center panels are wide enough so that you can get them over your shoulders and chest, because that's basically going to end up being your waist measurement. Therefore, to allow me to pull this smock over my head without needing a side lacing, I ended up adding gores that go past the waist and add some width specifically at the waist area so that I can in fact get this thing over my body, my shoulders and chest. So the point is, if you actually make the center panel wide enough so that it can get over your head or your shoulders and chest just fine, then you can actually, in fact, end your side gussets here at your actual waist instead of having to continue it down past your waist like I needed to rectify the tightness situation, because my chest is not squishy, it's pretty hard and muscular. So yeah. Okay, if you have any questions about the side gores and how they integrate with the side gussets and how they integrate with the skirt gores, just pop them in the comments and I'll see what I can do. Okay, little teaser everyone. The canopy is hung. The bed is put together and I wanted to show you the layers. So here we have our feather mattress. It's down on top. Ignore those tags. It's down on top and goose or duck feathers inside, body feathers. And then we have that straw mattress that we showed you how to stuff in the live stream on
setting up my bed. And then, because remember we talked about how I accidentally shrunk the ticking and so it's actually smaller than the frame, we use some of our other feather mattresses to fill that in. So here's what is basically, modernly we'd call this a duvet. It's a down duvet. We filled in the bottom end of the mattress, and on the side we used one of the wool toppers, the wool mattress toppers, to fill in the side. So that is how this bed is put together. It's got a straw mattress core, and then we filled in the ends with a down duvet and a wool duvet, and then there's a feather mattress on top of it. Yeah, and there is my poor condottiero, dead and done. That's it, the event's over.
Have you ever forgotten about a project and then come to regret it? Well, I have. If you recall, I've been experimenting with medieval dip starching, and I forgot about the tub full of dip starching solution and also filled with my veil, my silk kerchief. And unfortunately, I didn't think about it, but did you know that starch solution will mold? Of course it will. Of course the mold will eat it. And the starch is not the only thing that the mold has eaten. Check this out. This is my veil, what they call in the 15th century a kerchief. And as you'll notice, these beautifully colorful orange and green and blue blotches, that's mold. So now I'm going to get to experiment with laundering the mold out of my silk organza kerchief. Stay tuned for that. But in the meanwhile, if you're dip starching, don't leave your dip starch solution in the tub with fabric in it for days and days and days. It's not a good plan. Oh well. How do you wear your armor and castings pendant? Pinned to your chest like a proud badge of honor? Dangling dapperly from your chaperone? Pinned prettily to your farsetto sleeve? How do you wear your pendant? Well, everyone, it's finally done. My frontleted veil. You are now going to get to witness its primary testing. I'm going to try it over a not a hennin, and you're going to get to see how it looks. So here's how it goes. Voila. There it is, the frontleted kerchief. Looks just like the portrait, doesn't it? And look, I can also turn it back to look just like this portrait. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased how this turned out. This is magnificent. Frontleted couvre-chef for the win. Stay tuned for the full project log so that you too can make your own beautiful couvre-chef. Stay creative, guys. How do you wear your armor and castings pendant? This versatile piece of jewelry can be worn in so many fetching ways. For instance, on the front of your hood, like so. Or coyly hidden here in the back. Or fetchingly attached to your fillet, or prettily perched atop your pate, or pinned jauntily to your sleeve, or suspended about your neck as a charming necklace. Let me know how you wear your pendant. Let me teach you how to cut linen with laser precision. So, this is what I'm going to do. I make an incision, like so, And then I pick out a couple of the threads, and we're going to draw these threads out all along the length, all the way through to the other side. And then that's going to create a channel that will allow me to cut a very, very clean line indeed. So we start pulling. And here it is. Look at this beautifully clean line of cutting.